Namaste, gods, goddesses, and emissaries of light. This is Dr. Shreya Tayen. If you're new to my channel, please like, subscribe, and do not forget to hit the notification bell so you can be updated on my latest and my current videos. As you can see from the title, I am going to be talking to you about the twin flame separation process and why it is deemed a beautiful, wonderful gift. First and foremost, we all know that the twin flame journey is one that is very tumultuous. It's not easy and it can be very difficult, especially if you don't have the insight and the understanding that is necessary in order for you to be able to traverse the deep waters of ascension. One, I'm going to say the spiritual journey within itself is already an arduous journey. But then when you decide to take on the twin flame journey, it's a double spiritual journey wrapped in one. And what I mean by that is not only are you on your spiritual path, but you're also on a journey within itself that involves another counterpart, which is what we refer to as a divine counterpart. Now, there are many people that are out there that would say that a divine counterpart is different than a twin flame, yada, yada, yada. No, the hell it's not. It's the same thing. A twin soul, twin flame, divine counterpart are all your twin flame. Okay. And no, you do not have more than one twin flame. I cannot stress this enough. I am not going to debate about it. I'm not going to argue about it. I already am registered through the state of Indiana with my own metaphysical school. I have done the work that I need to do in order for me to gain the understanding and understanding of the dynamics of the twin flame journey in union. And I know that there's only one of you that is out here. Okay. It's already complicated with the one. Why in the hell you want two, three, four, five, or six? It doesn't make sense. But anyhow, anyway, the journey is a journey within, and it is a journey back to source. And the reason why there's a beauty to be found in the separation process is because it allows you time to work on your karma, to work on past life issues, like to heal wounds, traumas, things that you have brought in to do this individually. Both you and your twin flames, higher self, agreed to this before you incarnated, that you will come into this lifetime, you would experience this heavenly bliss, this magnetism, this euphoria when you first meet each other, and then boom, you'll start immediately awakening. And some people are not able to handle the capacity and the magnetism of the pull, so they decide consciously and subconsciously, because remember, this was already a part of the contract, to pull away. And I really have gotten used to it because it used to irritate me to no end. It was so unnerving when I used to hear people say, well, why are you separated from your twin? Because I am working on my shit and he's working on his shit. You should applaud us. Okay. You should applaud any twin flames that are in separation. Instead of looking at it as a curse, look at it as the gift that it is. Applaud both individuals for being spiritually healthy enough to not be toxic and to keep toxic and negative energy in the union for the sake of love. Love is not enough, people. Okay? We need to own our shit. We need to take care of our negative thought forms, our negative thought processes, our negative projections, and we need to learn unconditional love. And the best way to do that is to do it apart. There is a saying that absence makes the heart grow fonder. That is so true. And guess what? In separation, it also reveals to both twin flames if you're really truly dealing with a bona fide twin, or if you're just dealing with someone that's a false twin. Now, I am going to say something that is going to blow your mind plus 99, and it is going to make you go, Everybody has a shadow twin. Everybody that is in a twin flame union has a dark twin, which is a shadow twin. And you are either the light twin or the shadow twin. It doesn't mean that the person that is working their shadow side is not of the light. It just means that when you incarnated, you chose to work more on the negative aspects and the 3D aspects of being and existing, and the other person chose loftier um, things to work on, more of the light, more heavenly things. And that's normally the divine feminines. However, there are feminine twin flames that are masculine. I don't want to confuse those that are at the beginning of this journey, but I want to let you know that DM, DF, all those are just labels, and it will behoove you to use those throughout your journey. I don't use it unless I'm speaking to like the twin flame collective and I'm speaking of the union, but in my everyday life I don't walk around like I'm divine feminine because I'm divine masculine too. Don't want to confuse you because I already have union within. I am both masculine and I am both feminine. I am both my divine masculine and my divine feminine because I have unity consciousness, which is something that I want to do a whole nother segment on. When you achieve unity consciousness, which is Christ consciousness, when you're already aligned with heaven and earth, right? And you already are standing in your autonomy and your sovereignty, you are both divine feminine and divine masculine. You're not split into one. Okay. So I don't want to lose you guys, and for the sake of time, let's just keep it where we are with the separation and why it is a gift. For those of you that are in Christianity that are awakening to spirituality, Jesus Christ was a twin flame. Jesus went through the separation process for 40 days and 40 nights. When he set out to go into this fasting, okay, for the 40 days and the 40 nights. That was his separation. He was separate from everyone and he gained union with God. And this is what happens when we set out to go on this separation, whether voluntarily, okay, or involuntarily. Okay, and what I mean by that is on a conscious level, you guys, because you don't remember the contract. You don't remember your soul contract. That would just take all the fun out of it. So for a lot of us, it's a tumultuous experience and it awakens us, it shakens us, it puts us onto this higher plane of existence, and it allows us to merge our inner twin, our inner masculine, and our inner feminine so they can become one. And so when we are pushed into this higher awareness and we have the union with our twins within, then we can have the union on the without. But we cannot have the union on the without if we don't have the union that is within. You have to be complete and whole within yourself spiritually in order for you to manifest that on the physical plane of existence. Because everything that happens in the spiritual realm, it happens there first before it's a direct manifestation outside of us on the physical plane of existence. And this is so paramount. We cannot skip this step. This is one important step of the whole process. Okay? It is a gift for you and your twin flame to be in separation because they're able to meet people that are in your soul group, because karmics are in your soul group, and everyone that is a soulmate is a karmic. I do not care what no one says. No one can argue me down about this because unless you understand astrology, don't talk to me, because I look at astrology charts when I do couple counseling, conscious couple counselings, which I do outside of my work that I do here on YouTube. Okay. And when I look at the charts between two love interests, I'm always looking to see what their karma is in Saturn. Okay, when I look at what they are in Saturn, it normally tells me if they're compatible, or if they're not, what their incompatibilities are and what their karma is that they need to work on. You see. There's always some type of karmic tie with a soulmate. I don't care if it is a higher level soulmate where their chakras are aligned with your chakras and source allowed them to step in and know they're not your twin, but they are stepping in twin energy. And I'm going to get to that on another video. You do not have a second twin, but source energy will allow you, if your twin basically fizzled out along this journey and got so heavily inundated in this physical plane and 3D plane of existence, stuck into this matrix, okay? See, here is the whole intent and purpose of why twin flames exist. We are star seeds, first and foremost. We are implanted so we can integrate into the matrix and raise the consciousness of humanity to Christ consciousness so we can get rid of the infection, quote unquote, the matrix, and stamp it out with Christ consciousness. That's the whole layman terms way of speaking of why we even exist in the first place. We are the ones that like to romanticize things, and we are the ones that want to have a rendezvous with love in all aspects, even when it comes to our spiritual journey, that we crowd and shroud out our reason for being. Our reason for being is for source energy, not just for the twin that we are connected to, which we call our twin flame. We are here because source energy has selected 144,000 of us to be here. And for those of you that want to know more about our brotherhood and sisterhood that we are connected to, you need to get the Book of Enoch, the keys. And you will be able to understand and overstand, maybe not in full detail, because that book is one that you really truly got to study. This is not just a turning page book. This is a really let me put my thought, my soul, my whole embodiment into what it is that I am exchanging my energy for, because you're not going to just sit and just read that book and be like, oh, I have the light, I'm enlightened. No, it's going to take you some time, and I recommend buying the companion with it, just like I did, so you can be able to fully understand and understand what it is that those pages are telling you, because then you'll get more into these other higher gods and goddesses and these hierarchies of the angels and what their roles are for Ascendophon and Metatron, and you'll know about Enoch and who Enoch end up changing into, and all of this stuff for as the hierarchies and the keys and who was given these keys and how you were given these keys and how you're to use these keys. And it just goes so much into greater details and lengths about why you're here, you see. And then when you start to be able to have that awareness, that conscious awareness that we are all connected to one mind, which is the universal mind, which is the mind of God, then you will start to realize why you even selected to be a part of that. Well, you didn't select, you were hand selected. Okay, so basically you didn't choose this journey, the journey chose you. You didn't do anything to become a twin flame. You didn't have no high ranking, and God said, okay, today, my faithful servant, I'm going to upgrade you to this twin flame frequency. No, you were from the very beginning, before you even had your first incarnation, already chosen. You were already the chosen one. And so therefore, those that know better, they do better, right? And so with that being said, you are now coming into a whole paradigm shift, because some of you are new on your journey, and some of you have had spiritual gurus and twin flames tell you that are in union that if someone is not in union, they don't know what they're talking about. That's bullshit. And half of the people that think that they're twin flames are not even twin flames anyway. A lot of people that are in union, okay, in a so-called 3D union with their twins, are not even twin flames. They're higher level soulmates. And I'm not saying this because I'm trying to throw salt on them, because I'm not in union with my twin. It's okay. Me and my twin are totally 100% okay with the fact that we are not together right now. I know I am. I'm not mad because I know my contract. I have access to the Akashic records. I can access my own Akashic records. I don't depend on anyone outside of me to give me any information that is needed because I am already at that higher level of existence to where I'm getting so many interferences, and I do apologize, you guys, where I already can access my Akashic records, my deaths, my birth records, my marriages that I've had in other lifetimes, my children, some of my children that I have already birthed, the 7 children that I have birthed, I know a confirmation of um at least 4 of my children have been my children multiple times. I have one that have been my son 4 times that I know of. Okay? So it's about your spiritual awakening, and had I not met my twin, I wouldn't be where I am on the timeline where I'm at. So I'll also do another video about timelines too, and how this plays a very integral part on where you are in your journey, knowing where you are in your timelines, knowing what your timelines are. That's very quintessential for you to be able to gauge when you're probably going to be back in union with your twin. I know when I'm going to be back in union with my twin, and I'm smiling all the way to that point because when you are in a spiritual awareness, you start to have wisdom and discernment that is beyond human understanding. It reminds me of the scripture of Philippians 4:4. Okay, it surpassed all human understanding. You already know whatever it is that you need to know. And there's an old saying that the game is to be told, not sold. You don't sell spirituality, you guys. This is something that source energy has already given you for free. You cannot sign up for no twin flame boot camp to get your twin flame quicker or better or faster. Spiritual work is required. If the person is not telling you, hey, I can help you to clear karma to bring you into union with your twin, or I can help you to work on your bloodline issues and your wounds and your traumas. Yes. Now, if you got people that are coming from that vantage point and they are really ordained and anointed to be able to do that, and they already had the spiritual initiation, because you got to go through spiritual initiations in the spiritual realm in order to get to that point. I know what I'm talking about because I had to go through many spiritual initiations to even get to the level where I am at this now moment. If they have and they are able to do that, then go for it. But if these people are just telling you, oh, just listen to this mind simulation, listen to this binaural beat to get to where you need to be in your twin flame journey, bull crap. You cannot forfeit and skip or omit your spiritual work. You are speaking to someone who has been in a 3D union after separation 3 times. Okay? I know what I'm talking about from personal experience. And I know that my next reunion in 3D is going to be a permanent union with no more separations. In the meantime, while we are separate, he is experiencing lessons from his karmic soulmates to help him to shed light more on this union. And I can tell you, I'm gonna give you an example, my own personal experience. I dated a guy who remind me just of my husband. I mean, he was African. The only difference is that he was Nigerian. His name was Amzi, or his name is Amzi. I don't mind giving the name. I don't care. And he, I swear, had so many. The only difference is that he did not drink. He did not smoke. He had no, chemical addictions, but he was addicted to sex. So he did have an addiction. And okay, so everybody mirrors each other. We all are mirroring each other. Even the karmics are mirroring us. And I had a karmic. He was my karmic. And so what came to really test us is that even though we protected ourselves and we wore protection, there was a pregnancy scare. And that pregnancy scare really shook the foundation of our relationship, because we truly had the biggest fight, like knockout, drag out. The only thing was we did not hit each other physically, but with words, he said the damnedest things to me that really triggered me and reminded me of how my husband used to talk to me. And from that moment, I immediately disconnected the relationship with that person. I cut off all points of contact with that person, and I went into introspection. I went into the hermit mode, and I was able to see how he reflected back to me so perfectly, my husband. And I knew from that vantage point, I did not want 3D union with my husband because I was going to get that magnified by 10 because my husband was even worse than what Amzi was as far as the verbal abuse. And so, again, that helped to heal a wound in me because I attracted that, which let me know that I was still operating on that vibrational frequency of hurt and pain and injury. And so, Amzi, who was a vibrational match for that frequency, picked up on my signal and he was able to come in. And so, he was able to reflect back as a perfect mirror that I was still operating in hurt, harm, and injury mode. So, that is a wound that I healed. And had I not had that karmic relationship with Amzi, I would not have been able to heal past the fact that, thank God, and from the stars above and my angels, my way showers, my guides, my ancestors, and everybody who prevented this pregnancy from coming in, because my life would have been a whole living hell right now, because he took me through all of that hell just at the end of it to apologize to me. And it changed to the point where he wanted to get me pregnant and I declined it because once bitten, twice shy. You done already showed me how you would react, how you would respond had I have gotten pregnant by you. And then now that we found out through pregnancy test, obviously confirmation that I was not pregnant by you because the condom did break. Okay. That you were immature about the way that you handled things and the things that you said. And it just let me know the prejudice that sometimes other cultures have against American women. Okay. The prejudice came out. And I also sense prejudice in my husband's culture towards Americans. Okay. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not sugarcoating anything. This is my story. And I'm telling it. And it's the truth. And it just goes to show me how stuck in the matrix my husband still is. Okay. Because we are all one. And, you may be an African in this lifetime, but in your previous lifetime, you may have chose to be a Jew, or you may have chosen to be a Greek, or you may have chosen to be a European. It doesn't matter what culture you're a part of in this lifetime. It's an illusion. All of it is an illusion. So it just let me know that he was not operating on my same vibrational frequency at the time where I was, because we were in disalignment. And so, therefore, he showed me that through his actions, you see. But remember, even our karmics mirror us and they come in only when we're at that frequency. It doesn't mean that we are staying at that frequency because we are moving in and out of dimensions throughout the day. Okay. No one just stays in 5D and above. If someone tells you that I'm a high vibrer and I'm always in the high vibrations, they're lying. Even Jesus Christ needed rest. If you ever want a perfect example of a leader or a mentor or a follower or someone that you live your life after, Jesus Christ is the number one prime example. Krishna, Buddha, okay? Those are still his incarnations. All right? So that's who I fashion my life after, because no one's done it better than him. Okay? He's the one that ascended after many incarnations of those different ascended masters. He came back and he nailed it as Jesus Christ and did it in a short period of time. Okay. Took him only 33 and a half years to reach ascension. And no one has ever done that. It has never been written down in the history of men that anyone has ever done that. Okay. So, speaking of my own personal experience, the only reason why I'm giving you my own personal experience is not to divulge all of my information about myself, but so I can help you. You know? This is information that my twin don't even know about. This is information that no one knew about besides me and my children, because I was going through it together with my children, you know. But the point is, we all learn our lessons. I learned my lesson. This is the reason why I'm celibate to this day, because I know that I can still get pregnant. I'm very fertile. Okay. I know that that was a vital lesson for me. And no, I did not want to have a future with this person. So therefore, I don't sleep with anyone that I don't want to have a future with, or that I don't want to have children with. And so therefore, I practice celibacy. Something that, as a conscious person, I take on. I take 100% responsibility for the fact that even when I thought that I was pregnant by this person, that I was going to take care of this person without this person. And I told that person, I said, I don't need you. I'm a doctor. I don't need you to be a part of my life. You know, yeah, this person has a very good, stable job and everything like that, but he's immature. And I didn't want to be a part of that. So I took on a responsibility that if I was 100% pregnant by him, that I was going to take care of the baby without him. I didn't want him no part of my life, no part of my baby life. It was just, he's just that toxic. And so even in my um twin flames relationships with other women, I'm sure he's found women that reminded him of me, because that's the whole purpose of the separation process. And so you can date other people, you can have love relationships with other people. I hear so many twin flames saying that they're waiting. If you're waiting, you'll never get union. Do not wait on your twin. Okay, that's the number one thing you don't do. Do not wait on them. This is a journey into self. This is about you finding all the barriers that is keeping you away from love. And if this is your twin flame union, you have to cut off the connection. Now, you can never truly cut off the connection, you guys, but what I mean by that is like the way that you interact with your twin flame, you can no longer interact in such a way like that if it is preventing you from love. I'm not waiting on my twin. I'm celibate just because that's by choice. You know, when I find the right person, it's a vibrational match and alignment, and I want to move into a relationship with that individual, I will. But I won't tell the world, because that's my personal business. And some things you just have to keep to yourself. I feel that relationships are sacred, and if you feel that it's sacred, you keep it that way. Okay? But being apart and being away from your twin is a gift, and you should not take it for granted. In that moment, you are learning to love self. Self love is what you learn in the separation process for both. You cannot be complete and whole with a person if you're not complete and whole by yourself. You got to love yourself before someone else is going to love you. And this is what the separation does. It gives you the gift of space. In that gift of space, you really get a chance to find out if you really want to be with that person or not. Don't want to be with somebody just because they're your twin flame. If that's not in your contract to be together, it doesn't matter if that's your twin flame or not. If it's not written in the stars, if it's not written in your contract, you're not going to be together in this lifetime. So you need to find out. Once you find out that you have a bona fide twin flame, you need to get a twin flame oracle reading with me to know if you're going to be in 3D union with your twin flame, or if this is just a contract for ascension, for you guys to just help each other wake up. Because sometimes that's all it is. But when you come together in your physical, for a lot of you to have that soul contract, like myself, and you experience the hero's gamos, okay, where you're able to create some type of life form in a form of a child, or some type of business endeavor where you're supposed to be helping people heal, or you're supposed to be doing some type of project together that helps to unify and solidify the union between you and that person, okay? Find out what your soul contracts are. And then that will help you to better gauge what it is that you're supposed to be doing and how you're supposed to act and what you're supposed to be doing as far as the twin flame union is concerned. All right, you guys, I have come to the conclusion of this. It is a good karma to like, share, comment, subscribe, or leave a love donation if you feel inclined to. Or you can purchase a gift from my gift Amazon, my gift registry on Amazon, and it will appear on the channel. I now wrap you in my love, and I cloak you with the light of Christ consciousness, and so it is, everyone. Namaste.